Hey guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to the video. As the title of the video says, this is a video going over, for the final time, the death of a game. A once good game, mind you, Avakin Life. If you follow my channel, you'll notice I actually made a previous video making this a part 2. But I'll clarify here that it's the final video I'm making on the matter, as I'm done with the game, and after this video, so will you, probably. Join me on this short journey to seeing the side of Avakin that is hidden by the game, and the parts that are not so hidden. Now, without further ado, let's begin. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Would this mean Lockwood is insane? Wouldn't surprise me, honestly. Just a quote to start off with there. Now, I'll be going through the points of this video in numbers. We'll start with number 1 to number 6. These points will count down the amount of things that I have noticed, researched, and found that are not too great about the game. Honestly, after you hear them all, you'll probably believe me. But I guess you have to stick to the end of the video to really know how bad this rabbit hole goes. Now, let's begin with number 1, the rise in prices. In the last 2 years, Avakin has been boosting the item prices massively. Inflation can be blamed, yes, but not this much. And there were much more efficient ways of handling it that didn't include tripling the prices of old items and converting them all to crowns. Oh hey new person, crowns are the currency that is only available by money. Yeah, 2 years ago those didn't exist, so the item you now can't get, that was much easier to get. Work for it, do offers, mini games, coin packs. Not anymore, my friend. Now you have to pay for it. That is your only way you're ever going to get a crown item. And if it's still a coin item, the price you're looking at right now, it's most likely been tripled. If it's a good item, the price has most definitely been tripled or doubled. Merry Christmas, sucker. Your money is now theirs and there is nothing you can do about it. Yet. Yeah, no, I'm not discussing crowns and coins any further than that. Watch part 1 for that good stuff. You're here for the dark deeds, and I'm at your service. Let's go with number 2. Terrible customer service. There's a website called complaintsboard.com, a website dedicated to rating the effectiveness of customer service providers based on how many problems reported by users and how many of those problems are solved. Avakin has a shocking 0 out of, get this, 188 cases unresolved. I kid you not. Find the link in the description and look on the screen right now. All these reports and none of them were solved at all. That is shocking and shameless of the company. As a person who's experienced this lack of support for the last month, I can concur. Their customer service makes dirt look like actual ice cream. The best thing the site has to say is the app is trustworthy with no viruses. That's true. That's very true. The real virus are the ones running the app, so obviously you won't find any viruses in the game. The viruses are running the game. Let's go with number 3. Lies and deceit. Classic, right? Expanding on the previous point, Avakin support is a joke, honestly. Every form of Avakin media will tell you to reach out to their support, but hey, let's go to this Facebook link right here and see what good support did, shall we? Oh, would you look at that. Multiple reports and comments, but they are being silent and doing absolutely nothing. But you're asking yourself, well, how does that mean they lied? Read this comment from them. We read all emails and respond accordingly. Unless accordingly means not responding at all, that's a lie right there. One of completely many. Number 4. Avakin are straight up unfair. I refer you to this petition on change.org, which has 105 signatures, titled Avakin Life Has Crossed the Line, which details the story of a person who had been loyal and behaved to the game, being offered a warning for saying something not too appropriate, I guess, in a conversation, which is fine, it is by every mean breaking the law. But this was a private conversation on a private matter to a single person. Does this mean Avakin read what you say? Yes, they do. But they are only confirmed to do this if someone reports you. Does the person need to have proof? Silly you. No, they do not. Do Avakin need proof? Silly still. No, they don't. They'll search through every single thing you've ever said to find it. Even if it's not related to your current case, it will be used against you. That's right. A fake report will always work against you, not because you did something wrong. Not because you did something wrong to the person reporting you, no, but because you ran into someone who hated you and Avakin decided you need to suffer a little bit for something you didn't do to the person who is reporting you. You will be punished for something you did even years beforehand for no absolute reason. Side note, I remember a person on Facebook. I can't find the post for the life of me right now. If I did find it, it should be on the screen right now, but as I'm writing the script, it's currently not in my possession. She was reported and banned for her being underaged, which, of course, being underaged on the game shouldn't be okay. There's an age limit, of course. But she was actually 19, and Avakin, after having banned her, claimed they had proof that she was underaged. Okay, Avakin, how'd you get that proof, I wonder? Could it be because you didn't find anything and just banned her anyway? Because I don't see how you could have gotten proof of her age if she was indeed 19. Could you have possibly had access to her birth certificate and identity? Which I very much doubt. They just couldn't find anything, and they just decided, well, we are going to ban you anyway. That is not the first time that has happened. These reports are rampant, and at this point they are just acceptable because when you do get a ban, you are not allowed to dispute it. If it's a suspension, yes, you can dispute it, but if you get banned for whatever reason, there is no way for you to get your account back. They will never ever give you a chance to dispute it. I kid you not, suspensions can be disputed, but be very careful when disputing a suspension, because then they will claim to have gone through your case. If they do not feel like finding anything that will prove you are innocent, they will simply ban you. And with the ban being issued to you, they will tell you you cannot dispute, and they will cancel every single support ticket that you launch from that day forth regarding the issue. Does this seem like something customer support should be doing? If someone has been banned unfairly, does it not seem likely that you should at least give them a chance to prove their innocence? And this has happened to many innocent people before, and Avakin will not do anything about it because it's too time consuming, I guess, or they just don't care enough. These days they are more focused on earning money than keeping players, and they are more focused on money because, side rant here, as they focus on making more items crown related, people are forced to have to buy crown items, which gives them money, of course. Who are going to be the people who buy more crowns? It's going to be the new players who just came in, and this is their normal. They are just aiming towards the people who are now new, and they are their target demographic. Them or the people who are willing to spend incredible amounts of money, like their content creators and people like that. That is who they target. But I digress. Let's move on to point number 5. Unfair bans and suspensions. Oh, good God, there are so many of these. I'm only going to highlight a few, while the rest will be on screen or linked in the description. But here's one fun story on pissedconsumer.com. Yes, that's the actual name, I know. It tells the story of a good person who paid and spent a lot of time on an account. 9 months, in fact, only to have it taken away suddenly. The worst part is, of course, they never helped the person get their account back. But it gets better. The account was sold to another company and put for sale again for $600. How exquisite. They outsourced a worthy account to a spare company for sales. Marvelous, honestly. And the fact that this person found it for sale and was supposed to just buy it back when she worked so hard to make the account that valuable tells you something about the game, doesn't it? Here's another colorful story, a Reddit thread that is an eye-opener, honestly. In it, you'll see counts of false bans, not listening to reason, not solving problems, and my favorite, taking someone's account and bringing it back empty. That's just typical, honestly. Number 6. Avakin silencing the truth. Yep, I kid you not. If you speak ill of Avakin on their Reddit page, you will get banned. I had someone talk to me about it a few weeks back when I made the first video, telling me that they got banned for speaking up and that I'm up next if I keep doing the exact same thing. I almost didn't believe them because it seems like a fairy tale thing. Who would really believe that you're going to just get banned for speaking your mind about a company that's doing wrong? You'd think that only happens in movies, right? Well, nope. But to be fair, I did make a spare account, asking people the bad things about Avakin and being instantly banned from Avakin on that account. Instantly, I tell you. I can no longer post on that subreddit with that account. So I guess now I believe it because I saw it firsthand. I kid you not, my account is not allowed to post on that subreddit. I can read things, but that's about it. I advise everyone who is watching this video to be really careful about doing the exact same thing. It will bite you, for sure. But for anyone thinking I'm lying, go on the subreddit and try to look for anything that is overtly negative or critical about them. You will not find one that shoots straight at them at all. It will always be something complaining about an item of sorts, but anything discussing the state of the game, it will get deleted immediately, shadow banned, or you will get stopped from ever making such comments again by just blocking you from ever posting anything on their subreddit. What kind of company feels the need to erase the truth if not a tyrannical one? Hiding dark truths? Avakin used to be a fun game. How did you become so rotten to the core, and how did such good turn to such filth? Corporate greed? Who knows? Corruption? Probably. Oh, by the way, we'll get to that, dear viewer. Don't you worry. Number 7. Lockwood breaking the law and unfair worker treatment. Bloody hell. We've fallen so far down the sky looks like a dream on the edge of a 1,000-meter needle. Let me quote what a worker said. One day, without any previous notice, HR called us into an agendaless meeting. We were told we were at risk of redundancy, but not given any real explanation as to why. Some people had their work accounts deactivated immediately within minutes and were told they couldn't say goodbye to their co-workers at all. Quite literally being silenced on the spot so they couldn't say anything to anybody else, and multiple other offenses that broke the law. Know what? Nope. This video ends here. Links in the description to everything I've said. Read it to yourself, find the evidence. Bloody hell, I am done with this game and I'm done with the topic. Avakin life has lost all meaning it ever had to me. 7 years of loyalty led to me being silenced and banned for simply showing people what's going on. And it wasn't me even going too deep into criticism about the game as I am in this video. It was simply speaking about the surface level things, and to be honest, I think I was part of the problem with Avakin. Because the part that is really wrong about Avakin is the people who are sheep who follow along like puppets on a string, blissfully blind. Opening my eyes meant punishment. I accepted that and I made my peace. Now it's up to you guys. What will you do? Will you remain following out of fear, ignorance, and simply indifference? Or will you actually stand up and let them know this will not stand? The cycle must end, and it must end here. Avakin need to know players aren't just going to follow the fancy look and dazzling colors anymore. We're smarter than that, capable, and I do believe we are determined to achieve a certain goal, and that goal being to get Avakin to be actually enjoyable to everyone again, not just people willing to close their eyes and spend money blindly. That's going to be all for this video. I refuse to cover this subject any further as my chapter with this game ends with this video right here. All dedicated links are in the description for people interested in checking for themselves. Thank you for watching, guys. Leave a like to support the channel, subscribe with post notifications for regular content updates, and do share the video to spread the message. Comment your thoughts down below, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. No, not Avakin. Like I said, I am not making another video on the subject again. That's a guarantee.